All right. Welcome to draw 3 of the Blarney Stone on the Ides of March here at the Nutmeg Curling Club. Teams are taking the ice. And let's take a look at the lineups and the teams for tonight's action. I'm Mark Zakin, a little more sober than I was last evening, for those of you who may have been listening. That may or may not be good news. On sheet A, it will be For the Love of the Game, skipped by Trish Ryan with AJ Hippias, Jim Bria, and Louis Corral. Could be Curl, I don't know. They're playing Brian Walker, Rookie of the Year, Brian Walker, Jeff Roberge, Bob Black, and Sandy Black on sheet A. On sheet B, we have The Pride of the Yankees, skipped by Skinny Larry with Emma Russell, Dan Spicer, and J.C. Edwards. And they are playing Trouble with the Curve, skipped by Vince DeMarco with Aaliyah Biancardi, Heidi Biancardi, and Joanne Salfrank. And here on sheet C, the sheet in front of me, of course, it's 8 Men Out, skipped by Dave Schulz with Steve Dulski, Michael Parsons, and Jeff Anchura. And they are playing the bench warmers, Barb Baroni, Patrick Libby, the Spider-Man, Chris Liu, and Brian Lasky. So those are the lineups. Action about to start. They are taking their warm-up slides. And we have 2 people watching so far, so I'm off to a good start. Send your comments if you have anything to say, and maybe I'll pay attention to what you have to say and get back to you. So rocks are about to be thrown. Waiting for first rocks. All right, first rock's about to be thrown. It looks like over here on sheet B, the first rock is away. And that was thrown by Joanne Salfrank, throwing the red stones on sheet B. Over here on sheet C in front of me, throwing the yellow stones. That looks to be Brian Lasky. No, that's not Brian Lasky. Who is that? I have this wrong already. On sheet C, throwing the yellow stones. Looks like for Dave Schulz, that was Jeff Ventura. And over on sheet A, we have a center line guard, and then looks like another guard, corner guard going up for Brian Walker. Maybe not Brian Walker. Hard to tell who's got which stones over on A. So give me a moment to sort this all out as to who has which colors and who's throwing what. So let's see on sheet A. Sheet A. Looks like Brian Walker has the red stones on sheet A, which means Trish has the yellow stones on sheet A. And over on C, Dave Schulz has the yellow stones, which means Barb Baroni has the red stones. And that means Skinny Larry has the yellow stones. Okay. So, I've got the stones set up now. Let's see where the action is. So, over on A, Trish Ryan with the yellow stones. And it looks like she's got Louis Corral trying to draw in or maybe promote that stone up against the wall. Looks like a draw, and it's way light. I don't know, maybe a hog. Over on sheet B, tossing the yellow stone. That looks like that's another hog. And that is J.C. Edwards. Looks like that's a hog stone. They're taking that out. And in front of me here on sheet C, it looks like it's Jeff and Chura going to try and draw in behind this red guard in the 4-foot on the TV line. So this yellow, they're sweeping it hard. Looks close. It looks very close. Sweeping it hard. They're off it now. I think Dave should have stayed on it, but it still looks pretty good. It might get there. It's going to be close. Not in, but not terrible. It's a stone they can use. And Barb must have the hammer because she is trying to draw in on the corner. So Barb is going to try to draw into the corner, and this looks like it is Chris Liu. Sweepers are off it, but I think they're going to crash that guard, so they need to get on it. Barb thinks it's not going to crash the guard, but it looks to me like it is. And it does crash the guard. Wicks in. Dave's going to try and sweep that out the back. It had a lot of juice on it, but that's going to stay in the back. It's going to stay in the back, biting the back 8 and 12. And Barb and Dave wants to draw down to it. So Dave is asking Michael Parsons to draw down to that stone on the back. Nice slide by Michael Parsons. Looks a little light to me. Sweepers are on it. They're going to have to go on that. Might tap up the yellow stone that Mike Parsons threw before, which is not going to be terrible. And Dave has already come off to try and get that promote. It's going to be an angle promote, though, not a straight back promote. But it does promote back, 2 shot, and pretty buried. So, no, not buried at all. I can see it. It's pretty wide open. So I think Barb's going to ask Mr. Liu, Chris Liu, to take this out. All right, let's check out the action on some of the other sheets. Over on sheet B, Heidi Biancardi trying to put another stone in. This could jam on the yellow into the red. It came off it. Let's see if it gets by that yellow. And it just wicks off and rolls into top 4. Chris Liu looks a little narrow on this hit. Sweepers are on it very hard. And it's by the guard, and it just wicks the yellow, crashes on the red in the back. A lot of action there. So red is still shot. And then over on sheet A, we don't have a far A camera, but it looks to me like there is a red biter at the top that belongs to Brian Walker, and it looks like he may be asking for that biter to be tapped up. That's what I see. So kind of a tough shot because there's 2 red guards blocking the way. Over on C, Steve Dulski looking to draw down to that stone in the back 12. Over on A, Jeff Robert trying to throw the tap up. The blacks are sweeping it, and now they're off. I like the weight. Weight looks pretty good for a tap. The sweepers are back on it, so it's all about line now. And that looks pretty good. Real good. Jeff Roberge with a very nice tap to the back 4, and it's pretty buried. Over on B, Yo Mama throwing a red draw. Looks a little heavy, but sweepers are on it. Oh, it looks like he may be trying to hit the yellow on the outside. Yes. Hit and roll. Oh, very nice. Gets the hit. Rolls in. Not fully undercover, I don't think. No, it looks pretty exposed. And back here on C, looks like a draw. No, it's a very lightweight hit on this yellow stone. It's not going to move that yellow stone out, I don't think. Oh, it did. Huh. Had more juice than I thought. So it looks like red is sitting 2. Dave Schultz going to call for the hit and roll. Over on B, nice hit thrown by Emma Russell to take out that red stone, and she flashed out though, so there's still a red counter. Red is still shot with, looks like Vince DeMarco looking at it. He's going to ask for a draw behind. Steve Dulski going to try and throw this hit and roll on sheet C. And he's flashed. If it's now a draw, I think, because he's going to miss the hit, or is he going to get a piece? He's going to gets a piece. Not enough to stay when he rolls over, so he rolled out. And looks like Spider-Man is going to get his first shot. So Patrick, Spider-Man Libby, you'll know why he got that nickname when you see him deliver. He gets as low to the ice as is physically possible. Over on A, looks like Brian Walker is sitting 2. Spider-Man looking to draw. And it looks a little narrow, maybe a little light. Sweepers are on it, definitely for line. Going hard, but I think it's going to crash. It's a little light and it's a little narrow. Over on B, looks like Emma Russell trying to draw in. Could use the stone on the back. Looks very heavy. Sweepers are not touching it. I think it's going to come down to that stone on the back, right on the one on the back, and hit it out. So not terrible, but I don't think it's shot rock. And over on A, Brian Walker still has 2 red stones in, and it's pretty jammed up in the front. Walker is looking to maybe draw another one in against the wall. That's a tough shot to come in that way, especially in the early ends, in my experience here. You don't get much curl. Doesn't come away from the wall very much. Danger there is you don't want to put it in the top 8 and leave it exposed for a hit and roll. So maybe just biting the 8 would be best if it doesn't bury. Over here on C, Dave Schultz with first skip rock. He's looking to draw in. Sweepers are not on it. A lot of room, looks like. Oh, they're on it now. Oh, it's going to turn into a promote now, and it looks a little heavy for a promote. So it is going to run all the way through to the back and out. Well, it looks like red is still the shot rock, biting in the back. And over here on B, we've got a lot of B and Cardies sweeping, but it's not going to get anything done there. So that's still red shot. Baroni in the hack now, coming up to take her first shot. Looks like Barb is sitting 1 on the back, and Barb has hammer. So she could put a second one in here and put a lot of pressure on Dave. Over on A, I didn't see what Brian Walker did, but with his first stone, he must have chipped in a yellow stone, because there's a yellow stone in there now, and Trish is about to throw. So Trish has a draw in. Baroni, very lovely form. That looks a little light to me, but sweepers are not touching it, so maybe I'm wrong. They're sort of cleaning it now, and looks to me like the sweepers misjudged this completely, because it's just going to barely get over the hog line. I don't know why they weren't sweeping it. Look very light out of her hand. Anyway, back to sheet B, where we have Skinny Larry, who's going to blast all of these stones in the front and hope that his yellow is still there and both of the reds go. One of the reds is definitely going to go if he hits this correctly. And there's the one red going. But the other red squibbles in to the top 4 and is now shot. So Larry does get another shot, I believe. So he did jigger it a little bit, but he leaves open the possibility of A lot of exposed stones there. Vince is thinking about it. Over here on C, Dave Schulz is going to try the draw again. Oh, he pitched that way inside out of his hand. He slid out, pitched it inside. He's got to get by the red stone, and if he does, this is through the house. It's very hot. Oh, that's gone. Over on A, Brian Walker throwing a draw in. It may just be a guard because that's light. It's over the hog line. It does jam up that hole, but it's not going to get in the counting area, which may be okay since he's sitting 2. It looks like he's sitting 2 without. So Trish Ryan is going to have to, I don't even know if she has a shot. She's looking at it, but I don't really see much. She could try to run up that yellow on the far outside. There's really nothing to lose, so I think that's what she's going to try. Vince DeMarco, sitting shot without the hammer, maybe throwing a guard on that rock. Sweepers are not doing anything. They're on it now. It looks like it's a little deep and it hasn't come over enough, so I don't think it's going to do very much to be a guard. It could be in to count 2, but it's a pretty easy double for a man of Skinny Larry's ability, and if he gets both of them, he's going to start this game by taking 3 if he nails both of those in the middle. It's both in the middle. He's going to stay and take 3. Meanwhile, Baroni with the last rock on C is going to try to draw on the other side. She hasn't seen this side yet. She's taken very little broom. Maybe she's trying to go through that port. But she does have a stone that's her own that she could tap up. So there's no danger on this shot. It's a little wide. I don't think it's going to come back. Starting to come back. I don't think it has enough weight to run that red up. Sweepers are off it. It's going to catch a piece of that red, but I don't think it's going to do anything. Sweepers are going to try and get it into the house, but not get it in. So it looks like 1 red on sheet C. All right, the big shot over on sheet. The big shot over on sheet B, and we're going to take a look at the overhead on this. Skinny Larry throwing the bomb. Sweepers are on it. Should be coming into view right now. Oh, looks like he's got the outside. Does he get both of them? He does get both of them. Does he move the other one enough? He moves it enough to take 2, so that's a good shot. So Skinny Larry takes 2. I'm assuming Brian Walker took 2 on sheet A. Skinny Larry took 2 on sheet B. Baroni took 1 on sheet C. And we move to action in the second end. All right. Check in on my many listeners. I have 5 listeners now. 5 people watching the exciting action at the Blarney Stone. Second end in draw 3. And let's take a look at what's happened so far. So they're throwing rocks at me. Brian Lasky puts up a pretty decent center guard. Over on A, it looks like Sandy Black threw one to the top 4, and Trish wants to hit it. And she flashed. That's a flash by Lewis Corral. And over on sheet B, Skinny Larry looks like he's asking for top 4 with the 2-0 lead. Over on sheet C, coming at me, looks like they are looking to put up a corner. It's on this red on the center. It's going to drive the red, but probably not into the house. Barb is out to sweep it, trying to get it into the house, and it just does get the top 12. So that's not a good shot for the yellow on sheet C, which is Jeff Ventura tapping that up. Not what you want to see. All right, over on sheet A, Lewis Corral going to try and hit this stone again with the yellow rocks. Brian Walker now has 2 red stones. 1 in the top, 1 on the button, 1 in the back, 8. Over on sheet C, Brian Lasky, trying to throw a draw, has pitched this way out wide into the very slow area. Sweepers are on it now, but too late, I think, to make anything of it. That's a very slow line. Should have been on it earlier. But it is going to guard, sort of, that stone in the top 12. Lewis Corral has flashed another hit, and that puts Trish in a bad spot here as Brian Walker looking for one in the top 12 to guard his other two stones. If Sandy Black makes this guard, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the yellow on sheet A. Sweepers are just watching the stone on A. It needs to curl a bit. It's definitely over the hog line. It's not coming back much. It may just go into the house. Looks like it's going to go into the house and sit next to the other one, maybe corner to the other one. That's what it looks like to me. So all right, so side by side on sheet A, and Trish is really begging for a hit right now. She has Jim Bria to throw this one, and she really needs one or both of these stones to go. Over on C, Barb Baroni is going to try and draw in. This is a little narrow and hot. That looks like it's through, so nothing much to do there. Sweepers are running next to it. Barb's moved away, and this one is clearly sailing through. Jim Bria, maybe they were trying to draw down because this is not a hit. And if it's a draw, it's going to go a smidge by. So not terrible when you have hammer to have a stone in the back 8, but not what you want. And Brian Walker really should put up a guard. It looks like he's going to hit that yellow stone. I would put up a guard here. If he hits this, there's just going to be 3 red stones that can be easily hit back. But he's definitely throwing a hit here. So sweepers are not on it. It's definitely got hit weight. It looks a little wide. Trish is getting ready to sweep it out, so it must be a flash. And it is a flash. Not the call I would have made there. All right, over on sheet C, Barb Baroni looking at a Dave Schulz rack on the back 4 without hammer is going to hit it. Definitely the right play here. If she can get a roll, that'd be nice. So this looks pretty good. It's online. She's not sweeping it. It's definitely going to hit. It might hit the corner and roll out. I think it's going to hit the corner and roll out. She's trying to sweep it over. It hits the corner. Dave's sweeping it, and it does stay for maybe a biter. It's close. It's definitely not counting. There are 2 other stones biting more closely. All right, so Trish Ryan finally did get the hit after Walker decided not to throw the guard. Trish did get the hit, and now she's sitting 2. And Walker's going to try for the double. So he's got Jeff Roberge, it looks like. He's a pretty good player. He plays a lot. And Roberge, the sweepers are on it. This has got to be hit on the inside of the rock, not the outside. And it's hit on the outside, runs back into one of the other red stones, and jams in the back. So Trish has 2 stones in the house, but they're both in the back. And she's going to ask AJ to try and chip out the red without taking out the one in the back. If I was Trish, I really wouldn't be concerned about the one in the back. I don't really care if I have hammer with the stone behind the tee line. It's usually not helping you. So I don't mind that yellow stone getting knocked out so long as the red one goes, but the red one's got to go. Over on sheet C, Barb Baroni going to try and get the Spider-Man to hit this stone or draw in, and it's a little wide and a little heavy, and Dave Schulz is going to sweep it, and sweeping it back, and it is going to actually stay and count as shot rock. Looks like AJ did chip out that yellow. I'm trying to see what happened. AJ must have hit, as Walker still has his stone. AJ must have just chipped the red one over and taken out his own yellow in the back. Oh, I guess he jammed the red into the yellow. The yellow left and AJ's shooter left, so the red is still sitting shot in the back button, and Walker is going to look for a guard. Over on, hopefully he's looking for a guard. Over on sheet C, Steve Dulski trying to draw in. It's pretty heavy, and Barb Baroni's going to sweep it out. So Barb Baroni is sitting 2 without hammer. She's got the Spider-Man, and she's going to try and block access to the 4. Not sure I love this shot because I don't think a guard can block the entire thing. But not a terrible idea. I can understand why she would do it. Top 12 isn't bad either. Probably blocks the draw better if it's top 12. Spider-Man is split out a little far to the wall, and this stone is drifting pretty far to the wall. So I don't think it's going to come back at all. It's probably just going to barely get over the hog line as sweepers are sweeping it over the hog line. But not a very productive stone there. Over on sheet A, Trish Ryan finally gets the hit she's been looking for. I guess Walker did put up a guard, but it wasn't a good enough guard. And now Trish is sitting 2, but both back 4, back 8. And over on sheet B, which we have not talked about because there isn't much action on B, there is a yellow stone that's counting, and a red stone top 12. Skinny Larry, who has the yellow stones, sitting shot, is looking to draw in. It's a pretty narrow port there. And over on C, Steve Dulski trying to draw in, has thrown it through. Spider-Man sweeping it out, but that's not going to take much sweeping. Baroni's still sitting 2 with the red stones, and looks like it's now her stone. So maybe she liked the guard before. I assume she's going to throw the guard again. No, now she's calling for the top 12. I like that call. You don't want to be deep here. Shorter is better. You don't want to be deep here because you don't want to give a hit and roll unless you're burying. So over on B, looks like Skinny Larry got an excellent draw in. Not sure who threw it. Looks like it would have been Emma Russell who threw it. Nice throw. Your Mama, with Mrs. Your Mama running next this rock, so it must be heavy. And it is definitely heavy. I don't know what he's trying to hit, but it looks like he's going to crash, and he did. So certainly not what they're looking for. Over on sheet A, Trish sitting 2 with her first skip stone. Not sure what Walker did with his skip stone, but I'm sure Trish is going to look to put either a guard. She may be counting 2. If she's counting 2, she's probably looking a guard. Hard to tell. Or maybe just draw in top 4. And over here on sheet C, Barb Baroni has thrown a magnificent draw. Pretty much dead button. Not buried, however. You can see half of it, maybe a third of it. Dave Schulz looks like he's going to throw. It looked like he wanted to sit on it, but on that broom, it looks like he's going to have to throw heavy draw. Trish Ryan did put up a very high guard. Don't think Walker, it's very tough for me to see the line there, but it doesn't look to me like Walker's going to be able to hit that Yellowstone. Schulz has taken a little more broom now, so it looks like it's going to be a draw, heavy draw. It's not very much broom for this shot if he's looking to just draw in. He's got to move that red one a little bit to sit shot, and he is throwing against 3. This is his first stone. He's a lot wider than where the broom was. And the weight looks a little heavy, but it's close. I don't know that it's going to get back to the button, though. And it's not getting back to the button. This is just going all the way through now. So Spider-Man's going to not even bother to sweep that out. That's out on its own. Over on sheet C, another yellow stone thrown in by Skinny Larry, a little heavy. That, I don't know what Skinny was trying to do there. He didn't put up a guard. It was a very heavy shot, and now that stone that is counting on the top 4 is wide open for a hit. Walker looks to me like he's drawing, maybe going to try and wick off his own stone. Sweepers are on it. It's got to get by that guard. Got to get by. And it's not by. Crashes the guard. So Walker, I think that was his second stone. So Trish now has the hammer and a free shot at 3. Looks to me like. I can't tell whether that second yellow is counting or not. I just can't tell from here. Over on sheet C, Baroni throwing another guard to the top 12. And this one is going to go a little deeper than they want it. Don't sweep it, anybody. Dulski looking at it, ready to sweep it, but there's nothing to sweep. It never goes by the T line. So Schulz in a position. DeMarco does throw the hit, but he spills out. A little too much weight there. And Schulz with the hammer here, down 1. I don't think he can simply bump back that red to sit shot. I think he's got to double him out to sit shot, and if he tries to double him out, he's going to spill and give up 2. So really the better part of valor here on sheet C is for Schulz to just hit that 1 yellow on the nose and just give up 1. This is a little wide. It's got to slow down and curl. If this goes by, it's going to be a huge steal, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. It may catch the corner of the red, but I don't think it's going to drive it out. It doesn't. And so Baroni is going to take 4 and a commanding 5-0 lead on sheet C. I did not see what Trish Ryan did in her last shot on sheet A. Waiting for the score to get posted. Brian Lasky, very excited that he has Baroni as his skip. Brian Lasky wearing the Kurt Schilling dirty sock uniform, the bloody sock. And bloody sock, Brian Lasky about to throw here. So they still haven't put up the score on sheet A. Over on sheet B, Skinny Larry now short with his attempt to draw in. So he's throwing the Goldilocks, 1 too hot and 1 too cold. And that gives Vince DeMarco an open draw, bite the 8 to take 1. Brian Lasky's guard, or maybe draw into the center in his first stone. Looks like they're looking for centerline guard, and that's pretty much what she's going to get. Centerline guard, sweepers are not on it, and it will be like a high 1 guard, maybe 2. Over on sheet A, still waiting for a score to be posted. I can't see it. Over on sheet B, very slow going, waiting for DeMarco to, I don't know what the delay is. There's only 1 shot, and I'm not sure why it's taken so long to figure it out. But they are behind schedule here, as both other sheets have thrown 2 stones already in the third end, and DeMarco still hasn't thrown the hammer here in the second end. So, and it's just a pretty straightforward draw to the 8. So I'm not sure what the delay was, but anyway, DeMarco out of the hack now. Sweepers are running. So it's probably hot. Looks very hot to me. I don't think this is going to... it's slowing down. So they're going to be on it now. Just got to get the 8. Now we got your mama out there. Wow, the brakes just went on that one. It looked good for a while, and he must have just been way outside on a slow line, because that did not get to the house. Skinny Larry steals 1, and Skinny Larry now up 3-0 on sheet B against Vince DeMarco. Over on A, we have no stones in the house. Check the dashboard. We have 8 people watching. I haven't said anything too bad yet, 8 people. So it's early. I have not hit the scotch yet. So still somewhat lucid. Over on sheet A, Bob Black, not happy with his throw. Looks a little heavy. I don't know. Sweepers are on it. Not sure what this is supposed to do. From this angle, very hard to see. Maybe run the red into the yellow. Red, yellow, double. Red, yellow. That's got to be a plan B. There's no way that was the called shot. But very nice. Good miss. Very, very nice shot. And the red stone, is it counting? Let's see if we can see if it's counting. Looking for the far houses. There it is. Okay, no, nothing counting over on A, nothing counting on B, nothing counting on C. Nothing to see here. Let's move along. So,
oh yeah, it was lovely. I don't remember signing the release like this.
Marianne, could you do me a favor? Could you get me a scotch and get yourself something, please?
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Glenlivet, 1 ice cube, please.
Yep.
All right, let the good times roll. That was Friday Night Marianne, who got her nickname from a Blarney stone I played in with Marianne a few years ago, where in Friday Night Action, I asked Marianne to throw a hit through a very narrow port. She protested that the shot was not there and she could not make it, and I told her to just throw the right weight and hit the broom, and she would come through the port, and she did, made the hit, led us to a victory on Friday night, led us to an ultimate victory in the Blarney Stone, and hence, since then, I have referred to Marianne as Friday Night Marianne. So we're still looking for something to talk about here, and it looks like on sheet C with down 5-0, Dave Schulz does have a stone in the back 4, back 8, and Barb is looking to just draw down to it. So Chris Liu going to just try and draw down to that stone, or maybe even hit it. It's draw weight. Held that for a long time, so that's got to be draw weight. Starting to curl now. Thank you, Friday Night Marianne.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. You marked off the card and everything?
Yeah, all crossed off. I took care of you.
All right. Chris Liu's stone working its way down to that back stone. It's dead on it, and that's a very nice shot. So scoring area reduced substantially now. Dave Schulz is going to just bang away at that red one. He's kind of have to open it up. Otherwise, the scoring area is just going to be reduced to the 4, and he's down 5-0. So I think he's looking to run that red out. Maybe chip it out, keep his yellow in the back. Sweepers are on it. Score went up on sheet A, so Trish Ryan took 3, so she must have drawn in, and that other yellow must have been counting. So Trish Ryan takes a 3-2 lead over Brian Walker on sheet A. The hit on sheet I'm a little confused as to what happened on that hit on sheet C, because Baroni is still sitting shot. So my guess is that it crashed on a guard. Looks like it probably crashed on a guard. Spider-Man is going to be asked to put up a guard by Barb Baroni. And over on sheet B with Skinny Larry up 3-0. They still haven't put up the score on B. Skinny Larry up 3-0. Vince DeMarco is asking Heidi Biancardi to draw in. He's got 1 stone on the back. He'd like this to be probably top 12 or top 8. If it's buried, it's not going to bury. It's coming in a little hot, and it looks like it may go all the way to the back. over on sheet. It's not gone onto the back. It's top 4, but it's very exposed, and Skinny Larry quickly asks Dan Spicer to hit and roll. Been working with Dan a little bit on his hits, so I'm very excited to see what he does here. Gave him a big lesson. Oh, his form much improved right here so far. Yes, very nice, Dan. Good throw, good release. Sweepers are on it. If it gets by the guard, this is going to be a fantastic shot. And it is by the guard. Yes, another successful student from the Zakin Academy of Curling. Dan Spicer giving me a little tip of the hat. I give him a little tip of my scotch. Way to go, Dan. Lessons are free. Anybody who needs them, just come and ask me. All right, Spider-Man over here on sheet C. Looking to put up that guard again.
You don't see that going well?
No.
Patrick Libby, the Spider-Man, puts up a guard here. Mike Libby, the proud dad, rooting for the guard here. Mike Libby on the injured, unable to perform list. Hopefully we'll see Mike back in October. Best of health to you, Mike. And we're looking for this guard to settle. Very nice. Perfectly placed guard. Oh, it's going to overcurl just a smidge. Not terrible. That's a good shot. I like it. Very nice. Dave is now stuck, possibly trying to draw for one. Over on sheet A, looks like Trish has is sitting shot maybe in the top 12? No, definitely not. Walker is sitting shot in the back 12. Trish just wicked in one of hers, and she's now sitting shot, biting the 8, but that's very exposed. Steve Dulski for Dave Schulz trying to draw in. Your mama throwing a hit on the Yellowstone in the top 4. Sweepers are on it. It's got to get by that guard in the top. I think it's by. They're sweeping it hard. Got to get by. They're by because they came off. Nice hit. No roll, though.
Can you tell I'm a real baseball player?
Nice hit. No roll. And looks like Vince DeMarco's going to, Skinny Larry's going to ask Emma Russell to hit it back.
War room baseball.
Over on A, looks like Jeff Roberge hitting that Yellowstone back, which he does, but does not stay to count. So it looks like it's one red in the back, very buried. Trish is going to try and draw in. Emma Russell not throwing the hit. A little surprised here with Skinny up 3-0. Skinny has asked her to draw down, and it's very light, and it looks like it's going to be a guard. So not sure what that was all about. Skinny may have thought that Emma was better at draw than hit, but the play there was definitely a hit. So I'm puzzled by that call. DeMarco looks like he's calling a draw. Very tight broom. Maybe tap up that red. I guess he's going to try and tap up that red. Your mama, a lot of weight here. If it's a tap, he may. Oh, it's slowing down. It could be tap weight. Could be tap weight. Yeah, looks nice. Very nice tap. Excellent shot. Really, really nice shot there by your mama. That could get Vince DeMarco back in the game. Skinny has a double. He's got to hit it just right. I'm always puzzled by how much broom you take here. It depends on the weight, of course. He's taken just a few inches of broom. He's going to throw big weight and try to double these. So we'll go We'll go far B on this. When the stone is underway, we'll go far B and take a close look at that because that's a big shot. Dave Schulz still trying to draw in on C, down 5-0. Very narrow port, his first stone. Got to get one in there, get back in this game. Dave has been heavy so far. This one does not look that heavy. Sweepers are on it. Needs to curl to get off those guards, but they're on it. I don't know if he's going to get by the guards with them sweeping it. Dulski has come out. Everybody's sweeping it. They're by the guards. Skinny Larry's hit is a flash. So he pitched it out a bit, and that's a big miss. And Dave Schulz did draw in to sit. Whoa! I thought they were supposed to put up netting to keep the fans safe. What happened to the netting to keep the fans safe?
Fans are safe. The broadcasters are.
The broadcaster's in danger. All right. I have a solution for this. I'm going to drink more scotch. All right. Over on A, there's a hit and a flash. Big weight by Walker. Hits the stone out.
Did you not learn your lesson, Rick?
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Who's this picture?
I'm not doing it. Posterior. Christmas Day.
Robert, he's playing at something.
Playing ball in the house.
Rick, how do you throw
All right, there's a lot of confusion going on here in the warm room, but Baroni has thrown another draw in, has wicked Schultz's shot, and Barb is sitting shot now. It is exposed. I think if Dave can get through that port and hit and stay, he could take 2 to get back in this game. But if he misses, he will give up another steal to Barb, and that would be a big problem. So Dave has got to hit this and stay. It's a very narrow port. Over on sheet B, looks like the 2 reds have been pushed over, and so there's 2 reds in the house, which would make this a 3-2 game. If maybe a 3-3 game if Skinny doesn't do something here, and there's not much he can do. Skinny is going to try and draw it down behind that red. I think he's got a better chance coming the other way. I really think he should be drawing the other side. The button is fully exposed on the other side. That high guard really isn't in the way, and he really should be coming the other way. So this is the wrong call in my judgment by Skinny Larry. I don't see how he is going to get behind that top red and in, and it's certainly not going to cut anybody down here, so I think it's the wrong call. Sweepers are on it. It seems to be a little light, and that accomplishes nothing. So not a good shot, not the right call in my judgment, and that gives a free shot to Vince DeMarco to tie this game at 3-3. He's got the wide open other side, and all he has to do is be biting the 8 to take 3. Over on sheet C, it looks like Dave Schulz must have made that hit. I didn't see it, but they put up a score 2, so Dave Schulz must have made the hit through the narrow port. Nice shot for Dave. Over on sheet B, again, the game's a little slow. And over on sheet A, Brian Walker waiting for Vince DeMarco to throw his shot. Walker, with the red stones, is looking at 1 yellow stone on the back, counting shot. And Walker's going to try and draw in, it looks like, to that stone on the back. If he pushes it a little bit, he could sit 2 and take 2 with the hammer. Sweepers are not on it. Maybe a little, they're on it now. Got to get by. Vince DeMarco is short for his extra score. Walker does get by, does get to the back, and does move it out. Nice shot by Brian Walker. Very well done. They're taking a look at it for who is the second point. Walker definitely has 1. Looks to me like he has 2. And then they're looking at the top. I don't think it's 3, so it looks to me to be 2 red. 2 red for Walker, ties the game at 3-3. We have a ball game again on sheet C, 5-2, with Dave Schulz making a very nice hit through the port. And Vince DeMarco did pick up 2 on sheet B to get back in the game. My wife just texted, am I announcing now? So is it possible that my wife will be listening to the live stream from Los Angeles? That seems quite ridiculous, but possible, I suppose. And over here on sheet C with stones underway, Dave Schulz has a nice centerline guard. He's looking for a draw behind the centerline guard from Jeff Ventura. Over on sheet A, Brian Walker is thrown to top 12. Over on sheet B, Vince DeMarco watching this stone sail through the house. Skinny's going to bury that stone. Doesn't even really have to sweep it. That's out. Dave Schulz looking at this one, very light. It'll be a guard. Not terrible. He needs guards. He needs to steal. So that's fine. He's got 2 guards. Barb Baroni with the hammer here is going to put up the corner guard. No, she's going to draw behind. So she's asking Bloody Sock Lasky to draw in. We'll see if the Bloody Sock is as effective in curling. Lasky sweeps, slides out wide, pitches it back in, shoved it a bit, looks a little heavy, sweepers are running, and that looks like that's through. Nothing can be done with that. Over on sheet B, Skinny Larry looking for this to come top 4, which it does. And he seems to be pretty happy with that shot from J.C. Edwards. Over on sheet A in a 3-2 game, Brian Walker up 3-2 without the hammer, sitting top 12, no guards. Looks like he's trying to draw behind. I think he might split his reds, which would be pretty good. And he does. Splits the reds. Get that red to freeze. All right. It's pretty good. I like it. Brian sitting 2 red, both in front of the tee line. Trish is going to try to draw down to the red in the 8. And over here on sheet C in front of me, Dave Schulz has 3 guards, which this early in the end I think is still pretty good, given that he needs to steal. He's got stones he can tap up. And Barb Baroni is now going to ask Chris Liu to draw in. A lot of broom there. Liu has pitched it out. It's pretty close to the broom. I don't think this is going to bury, even if it gets there. Sweepers are on it. Oh, it's cutting pretty hard, which means it's very light. So it's not going to get there. Cutting super hard. It's going to hit the yellow. Don't drive it in. There's a lot of finish on that stone. Did drive it in to bite, so maybe that will be useful for Dave. Trish must have gotten a tap on that red stone, because I see the red is moved, the yellow is moved, and there is the yellow shooter from the last shot sitting back 4. And Brian Walker has asked Sandy Black to hit it. Sweepers are on it now. Brian is screaming hard. I can hear it all the way from sheet A through the glass. And that's going to crash on the top red, but may not be terrible. He could drive this red back to the yellow. It'd be pretty good. Not enough. All right, brooms are dropping on sheet B. Over on sheet B, it looks like Vince DeMarco sitting shot in the top 8. It seems to be somewhat exposed. You can see probably 3/4 of it, and We'll see if Dan Spicer can make another hit, give me another tip of the cap.
Oh, that's right.
That may be a little wide, but he may get a piece of it. It's a lot of weight, unfortunately, so he may not get it. A lot of weight. It's going to be close. Nope, he flashes. So no tip of the cap from Dan Spicer to me on that one. May have to come back for some more lessons, Dan. A lot of weight thrown at that stone. All right. A lot of the yellow stones have been cleared out of the house, the front of the house on sheet C, but Dave Schulz is looking to run the one that is biting in the top 12 back. Brian Walker looking to try and hit this stone in the back 4, and that had a lot of weight, so that's going to flash. That's a very hard stone to hit. You got to be really down weight to get to that. Over on sheet B, DeMarco throws another one in. Problem is that they are cornered to each other and pretty easy to double with a nice hit weight. If Dan stays on the broom here and makes the double, I may get another tip of the cap. So Dan Spicer, that one may be still a smidge wide, less weight. Sweepers are on it. This looks pretty good. Come on, Dan. Get by that guard. By the guard, and he gets both of them. Where's my tip of the cap, Dan? Dan Spicer with a very nice double there, and Vince DeMarco now a little puzzled with what the call is. Over on sheet C, the Spider-Man has thrown a draw, but it's a little heavy, but it's counting. It's back 12 and counting. Not terrible. Barb is up 5-2 with hammer, so that's not an awful place to be. Dave Schulz is asking Steve Dulski now to draw in. He could come all the way down to that red. Brian Walker has 2 reds in the top, trying to run them back, bang, bang, into the yellow that's sitting shot. And he would sit 4 if they make this shot. Robert's a pretty good player. He could make this shot. He crashes a little bit. All right. Over on sheet B, looks like your mama threw a big hit and took out the yellow on the back. Nice draw coming in here on C by Steve Dulski. This is going to get by. May not fully bury. It's going to bury quite a bit, though. And it's top 4. Nice shot by Steve Dulski. Good sweep. Barb is going to ask the Spider-Man to hit this. It is probably 1/2. She can see 1/2. Boy, not a lot of broom she's asking for. I think the broom is too tight for this shot. Needs to come out. Well, he's left-handed, so maybe. Spider-Man down low. He's way off the broom. Very wide. Very wide with too much weight, and he may take out the red on the back or jam on the red on the back. Looks like it wasn't that much weight. If he had been on the broom, that would have been a good shot. Jams on the red on the back. All right, over on sheet A, it looks like an effort for a guard by Trish sailed a little deep. And so there is a yellow, red, yellow run back that Brian Walker's asked Roberge to throw. Sweepers are not on it. It looks a little, they're on it now. Looked a little wide from my very bad angle, but it's not wide apparently. And it's coming in. It was a little wide, but he does make it. And the yellow goes. There are 2 red. When the dust settles, Walker is sitting 2. Nice shot by Roberge. Over on sheet C, Dave Schulz sitting shot after Steve Dulski's shot is looking to put up a guard, try and steal another one and get back in this game. And over on sheet B, Emma Russell's looking to throw a yellow-red run back to get rid of that red. Sweepers are on it. Now they're off. It's got to get by the guard. Any piece of that yellow will drive that red out. It's very light, though. She's got to move a lot of stones, and it is pretty light. We'll see if it's enough. Oh, and it flashed. Didn't come over enough. Dave Schultz's effort at a guard is unproductive. He crashes on the red stone in the back. The good news is he's sitting 3. The bad news is that Baroni now has this shot at the stone on the 4. And it's pretty exposed for player Baroni's ability. Not that difficult to hit. I expect her to make the hit. The question is whether she will throw it with the weight to stay. Broom is kind of tight, but good shot here will make it go. Over on A, it looks like one of Brian Walker's stones is gone. He is sitting shot, but there are many, many yellow stones around that house. And his red stone looks to be exposed. Over in the side 8, Baroni's hit is underway, but she's narrow and a little light. I don't know why she didn't take more broom. I don't think there was anything wrong with the throw. I think the problem with the throw was the broom. So she runs a yellow back into another yellow, and so 2 yellows are still sitting there. One of them is a little bit more exposed. Barb coming down to talk about it. I think that was really just the broom was in the wrong spot. I did not like where the broom was. Anyway, over here on A, Walker looking to put up a guard or draw another one in where his shot rock is. If he chips in that yellow and leaves his shot exposed, he's going to leave Trish with an open shot to take a bundle. So he cannot crash this yellow, whatever he does. And his stone is very, very hot and may hit himself. Does hit himself. So his other red drives back. If Trish hits that red and can clear it out of the house, I think she will be sitting 3. If she hits it and stays, she will be sitting 4. A lot of jam possibilities on that stone. Over on sheet C, Schultz's effort to put up a guard is not covering anything really. He was a little wide. It didn't come back. Over on B, Skinny Larry with an easy hit on the red, and he flashes it. Skinny Larry having a very rough game. Hard to run a spiel and play, so maybe the signs of all of that are wearing on Skinny Larry, but he's missed a bunch of hits he normally would make. He's not happy. And now looks like Vince DeMarco, who's studying it quite a bit. Really, the only shot is to hit that red one. Baroni has another shot to make this hit on the yellow. She's taken more broom. Sweepers are not on it. It's coming in. It's going to be close. Nice weight to stay. Don't know if she's going to get it. She hits it. Not going to get it out. It's going to be a steal of 2 for Dave Schulz, and he is back in the ball game. I don't think they're looking at it, but I don't think that biter.
Yeah, I would argue.
All right, Dave Schulz back in the game. Trish Ryan about to throw this very big shot on. Hold on, what happened? Looks like Trish drew in to top 4. And Walker, Trish did not go for the hit. She drew into top 4. Walker still with that very exposed stone out in the 8. And he's looks like he could be heavy again. Sweepers are on it. Not heavy. Vince DeMarco looking to hit out this yellow is very light. Might just be a tap on his own red, which doesn't really get him any. Oh, yeah, that's a draw in for 2. Skinny has the hammer, though. So Skinny could hit the double here and take 2. Walker did manage to guard his stone, making it very difficult to Trish take a big number here. But Trish, if she can throw another draw, wick off Walker's red, could take 2 over on sheet A. And Skinny Larry, who's had a very rough game, throwing the doubles here, can throw a double and get right back in this for 2 and take a 5-2 lead if he makes the double. Meanwhile, Dave Schulz, sitting top 4, is asking for a guard from Jeff Ventura. It's coming in a little hot. It looks like it may wick off the yellow and sit both of them in the house. Going to split the house a little bit. Larry's double coming in looks to be a little wide. I think he may knock himself out. Nope. Oh, nice shot. All right, he didn't get the double, but he got the one that was shot and does take 1. So Skinny Larry with a decent shot, probably not exactly what he wanted, but still a good shot, is now up 4-2 halfway through the game. Trish Ryan about to throw the final rock in the 4th end on sheet A. She needs to wick in off of this stone to take 2. Sweepers are on it. Got to get by a lot of guards. Got to hit the inside. Got to go, boys. Sweeping hard. By 1, by 2, by everything. Hits it out, but does not stay. Didn't get enough of it to stay. So it looks like Trish will take 1, and it is a 4-4 game. 4-4 game over on sheet A. 4-2 game on sheet B. Baroni not getting much production out of the front end right now. Oh, Dave Schulz took 3. There must have been a biter. And he tied the game at 5. So there must have been a biter there. Barb Baroni may be having a flashback to the club challenge last December when she had a huge lead against Angelo in the club challenge final and gave up a big lead, and she's given up a big lead again here. And Dave Schulz is sitting 3. Barb has hammer, and looks like she wants to hit the stone. She wants to throw an in-turn hit on the stone on the 4 and roll over to the center. So good shot if it can be made. Very hard shot for a relatively new player. We'll see if Chris Lou can make this. Sweepers are on it. Looks pretty good. Now it's going to overcurl, so she's not going to get the roll. She will get a hit. We'll see if she gets it to stay. She got the hit. It stays, but it's pretty far out and leaves Dave with just another guard. So not sure I love that shot concept. But anyway, I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll come back in a moment. We have 7 watchers watching the Blarney Stone from the Nutmeg Curling Club on Draw 3 on Friday night. All right, back in a second. Apparently, I was a hit last night. Apparently, they loved me.
You have to play the. You have to replay it so you can hear it.
I did replay it.
Yeah.
I was afraid to come after listening. Even consider that a 1 week? Is it only a half week? They guarantee they get you off. Yeah. Definitely improvement over what it was. How much prior? Oh, just use the run back, no problem. Oh, come on.
They love me when I'm eating the Cracker Jacks. And we're back. All right. I'm loaded with Cracker Jacks now. Very excited. Let's go back to the action here.
Nice.
Okay, so over on sheet A, Brian Walker in a tie ball game. They haven't put the score back up on A yet, but it's 4-4. Brian Walker sitting shot, looks like back four. Trish is asking for Jim Bria to draw down against the wall and come down to that stone. Looks like he's throwing maybe tap weight to move it a little bit. Sweepers are not touching it. It's against the wall where it really doesn't come back with big weight, so I'm not sure that one's coming back. Sweepers are on it now. It's not big weight. Looks pretty good. And, oh, that's a nice shot. Spider-Man trying to throw a hit on this stone in the top four. Sweepers got to go. Got to go on this. It's light. Super light. May drive that red back. Angle it back. All right. Cuts Dave down. Exposes that yellow stone. And over on B, my protege, Dan Spicer, teeing up what looks to be a hit on that red stone. Dan, 2 for 3, batting 2 for 3 on big hits tonight. And looks like he's going to go 3 for 4 on hits. All right. He got it out. Got his own out, but got the shot rock out. So, not terrible. Dan throwing much better on the hits. Very excited for Dan. All right. Heidi Biancardi on sheet B. Going to try and hit it back. Sweepers are on it. Not huge weight. They got to get it by that guard. And this is not a lot of weight. And it could be a flash. I'm coming in. Yeah, it's not a flash, but it doesn't move the yellow out. The red stays also. So red may stay for shot, actually. So that may not be terrible. The red has stayed for shot. So now Emma Russell going to try and hit back.
Get in there. Look at it. Strips his old rock out too. I love it.
Emma Russell looking for the hit on sheet B. Over on C, Dave Schulz appears to be sitting shot on the button, but there are 4 red stones sitting 2, 3, and 4, and Baroni has the hammer. So Dave better put another one in or better throw a super guard because he's in big trouble here, even though he's sitting shot.
Are you doing it? Yeah.
All right, Dave Schulz throwing the guard. Looks like it's got to come back quite a bit. That's got to move a ton. He's pitched it out a little bit. It's coming now. It's got a lot of late finish on it. They're sweeping it now. It's going to be top. It's going to go in. Oh, it could go through. No, it's not going through. All right, he's sitting 1-2. That one's half buried behind the top one, but there is a double there for Barb to sit 4. The double is available. Over on sheet A, well, over on sheet B, Emma Russell about to throw a hit, wide open hit, outturn hit. That's very down weight. They are on it already. And at that weight, I don't think it's going to get there. It looks to me to be a flash on that weight. They're still sweeping it. Maybe they've gone to plan B draw, but it's through. Missed by quite a bit. Over on sheet A, it looks like Walker sitting shot in a 4-4 game, looking to put another one in on top of it. And this is a very good draw from Jim Bria. Right on top of it. Jim's had a good game. Well, it's 2 red. Baroni with the big shot here on A. So Barb with the in-turn hit. A lot of weight. Needs to move. It still needs to move. They're not sweeping it. It's on the guard. It's never moved from the moment it left her hand. So bang. And it leaves a guard in front of Dave Schultz's 2 stones. And Dave now with an opportunity to put up another guard if he doesn't kill himself running down the ice. Looks like AJ, I don't know, AJ doesn't really have a shot. He could sit on this red and maybe tap the back red back so that Walker only sits 1. But there's not much there with those 2 stones dead frozen, and this stone is crashing on the guard. So Walker's still going to sit 2 over on sheet A. And Schulz is going to try and put up another guard. Ferocious comeback by Dave Schulz after being down 5-0. Skinny Larry with a double possibility. It seems pretty flat double. I don't know if the double is there. Probably best. He looks like he's going to try and throw the double, but I think he'd be better off just maybe hitting the one on the button. But he's going for the double. And sweepers are not on it. And there is a chance of a field goal here. And that's what it is, a field goal. Dan Spicer puts the hands up for the field goal. And that means an opportunity for Vince DeMarco to put up a guard probably and sit 3, sit 2, hit that yellow stone over, draw to the corner, and sit 3. Not a bad idea. Schultz's guard must have come in. I see 3 stones. I don't know what happened to Schultz's guard. But Barb has a big pocket to draw down into with the hammer. The button is pretty open. Just has to get past that guard on the top. She's got plenty of backing. Not a lot of broom. I don't think there's enough broom there. I would take more broom here if it were me. DeMarco looking to draw to the corner. DeMarco shot. Sweepers are not doing anything with it. Barb On the broom, let's hope she's right about the broom and the weight. Maybe a little wide from the broom that she picked. Looks a little heavy. Her head is down. This looks a little heavy. Sweepers aren't touching it. It's not coming back. It's moving now. Is it going to move enough? Nope. It's back. So Dave Schulz is going to steal 2 yellow again. And Barb has seen a 5-0 lead evaporating. She puts up the choke sign to her throat. She's swinging for the fences with her broom. It looks like Vince DeMarco's draw to the corner worked out very well. He's sitting 3. Skinny Larry with last rock. Not last rock? Skinny Larry not with last rock. And we're going to try that double again. Personally, I think he needs to hit and roll to that pack of stones instead of trying to double. I'm going to try the double again. Taking less broom. I don't think he can make this double. I don't like this call at all, by the way, just so we're clear. But he just did throw the shot, so he's trying it again. Sweepers are not on it. And don't tell me he's throwing back-to-back field goals. Nope. Okay, that's good. I like that shot. I didn't know that's what he's throwing. Yep. So he hit one of them and rolled over on top of the other to sit shot, which is excellent. So now, Vince DeMarco, if I'm him, I just blast both of them. Sit and stick, take out both of them. His red goes. If he just tries to take out the yellow, I'm not sure he can get just the yellow and stay and take 3. So the better part of valor is to just blast both of them. But he could make this shot. Meanwhile, over on A, Brian Walker's been sitting there with those 2 stones frozen on the button for the whole end, and has now sent a third one down since all the guards are gone. And if he sits another one down and moves that yellow back a little bit, he could sit 3, which is exactly what's happened. Nice shot by Brian Walker. He's sitting 3. And that looks like that may have been the hammerstone. Nope, they each have one. Oh, Vince did pick out the yellow, but he did not stay, as I suggested he wouldn't. But that's fine. He still takes the 2. So Vince DeMarco ties this game up at 4-4 through 5. Nice shot for Vince. Good end. Walker taking 3. Baroni looking for the draw in on the far outside of the sheet. I'd be hitting that yellow that's in the top 12, but that's just me. Sweepers are on it. Looks light. Gotta go. That's going to barely get over the hog line if it does. Not a very productive shot. And Dave is going to jam up the middle again. Maybe tap his yellow back. And he'll be in business again. Setting up for another steal. So I would have definitely gotten rid of that yellow if I was Barb. Dave asking for the draw, but he'll take the wick or the promote. And over on A, Trish Ryan looking at 3 red stones. I think is hoping to hit something and move some of those reds and maybe cut them down. The danger here is she could hit that back yellow out, and Walker would be sitting 4. So if Trish catches the outside of this red and drives that yellow back, Brian's going to be sitting 4. Very dangerous shot. Dave Schulz got a second one in to the top, biting, not terrible. Trish has thrown the hit. Sweepers are not touching it. They're on it a little bit now. I think this is going to be on the outside of that red. Fortunately, the weight is down, so it may not do the damage that I thought it could do. And get to the inside. It needs to get to the inside of this red. Red, nope, does nothing. Makes it difficult for Walker to put a fourth one in there. He does have last rock. Walker is sitting 3. Vince DeMarco has tied up the game on B.
Yeah, still would say
Rick Moore taking a picture of me in the booth here. A guard barely gets up on B for Vince DeMarco. And Skinny Larry is looking for a draw behind. Dave Schulz looking to throw another one in or just guard. And Schulz is just, his front end is just killing Barb right now. Steve Dulski sweeping like a maniac, but I got to say that Dave Schultz's front end has really come up and played super big since they went down 5-0. And finally, Barb is going to try hitting something of these yellows in the front. And it looks like he's got Chris Liu going to try and throw this hit. And Liu's narrow. He may crash on this. They're not sweeping it. I think they may be late on this call because I think it was going to crash right out of his hand. And, oh, it does crash. Yep. That was narrow out of his hand and should have been swept immediately. Barb a little late on the call. The sweeper's a little late getting to it, and that was a big crash. Because now Dave has an opportunity to put up another guard, throw another one into the pile, and Barb's in a lot of trouble now. Over on sheet A, Walker trying to find a way to get to this fourth point. He gets the inside of that yellow, moves the yellow on the back, but not enough. And it looks to me like it's 3 red. So on sheet A, Brian Walker's going to take a 7-4 lead on sheet A. Tie game on sheet B. Dave Schulz up by 2 on sheet C, coming back from a 5-0 deficit early. Steve Dulski looking to put up a little guard or maybe just tap up another yellow. Little narrow, little down weight. They need to go on this very hard. Need to go super hard on this. Super hard. This is going to either hog. Maybe you get a wick off the red and it comes back to be a guard. Nope. Nothing. So it does guard 2 of the yellows a little bit. Barb has given up on the hits now and is going to ask Patrick Libby to draw in. This is a big shot. Patrick can't afford to be light here because he can't block this draw up. Cannot block the lane. If he's light and closes off this lane, it's going to leave access to the scoring area pretty closed. It's got to be in the house. And the weight looks like it's in the house. Sweepers are not on it. It needs to grab a little bit. It's slowing down now. This could be good for the Spider-Man. It's coming in nice. It's exposed. They're not sweeping it. It's just at the T line. Schulz is going to sweep it. Nice draw weight by Patrick Libby. So it's probably half buried. It's a tough hit because it's an out-turn hit. There are 2 high guards. Visually very difficult to see this shot. And to hit it, you really have to throw pretty down weight. So Dave is just going to ask for a follow-it-down draw. Not a lot of broom. This is definitely a weight-sensitive throw. So now a big shot by Dulski. He was very light on the last one, and this is going to be a slower line. So that looks light to me and narrow. Sweepers are on it immediately. It's super light, super narrow, and Dave's screaming for them to sweep, but this is going to crash on the red. Super light, super narrow, out of his hand. Dulski not happy with that throw. Schulz not happy with it either. And now Barb is going to ask Patrick to throw it again. But the yellow one that Dulski just threw is a very high guard and makes this a completely different line, a much slower line. So Patrick is going to have to throw more weight, and Barb has decided maybe to come the other way. Nope, she's going to throw it. Nope, she's changing her mind again. All right, while Barb thinks about it, let's look at the action on the other sheet. So on sheet B, there's just a million guards up front and nothing in the house. Your mama's draw is coming in now. Sweepers are not near it. Needs to curl a little bit. Oh, they're on it now. This looks pretty good. That's going to draw to the top four, top button, and buried. And Skinny Larry immediately asks Emma Russell to throw the peel. The only danger here is that red is going to peel into a bunch of yellows. Could bang one of those yellows into the house. There is a danger there. I'm sure it'd be better if they cross over, but she's way down. Way down. That may explain why Larry did not have her throw a hit earlier, because this is a way down peel and may drive the red in if it hits it flush. May drive the yellow in. It does drive the yellow in. Larry's sweeping it vigorously. Too much, probably. It's not counting, and it's back 8. All right, Barb has finally settled on the shot for the Spider-Man, and she now wants him to draw in through a port. Spider-Man has been throwing wide on this turn. That's a huge amount of broom for an out-turn draw, which generally does not curl as much as the in-turn draw. So I think this is too much broom. And he slid way out. Maybe she wants him to come around behind that yellow instead of through the port. Mike Libby thinks that's what the call was. So, okay. Sweeper's got to get on this, I think. It's going to dig in. They're just watching it. Too late. Needed to be on it a lot earlier, and it's just going to be a guard. All right, over on B, looks like Vince DeMarco asking your mama to throw the exact same draw, and this one looks lighter and more narrow, and I think he's going to crash on his guard, which is not terrible if it moves over to be another guard, which it doesn't. But that stone on the button is still at least half buried. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's more than half buried. You can barely see that stone. It's going to be very, very difficult to get to it. And it looks like Skinny's going to try a peel again, but there's too many stones up there to peel. So you're not going to be able to peel anything. He's going to try for the peel, but I don't see much there. Over on A, Brian Walker with a 3-stone lead. Sitting shot completely buried. Top 4. Trish Ryan looking for Jim Bria to draw in behind that stone. Jim's had a very nice game. Sweepers are not on it, and they're going to get on it now. No. It looks pretty good, though. It should be shot when they're done. They don't sweep it. And it might be shot. I think I would have swept that a little bit. But anyway, it's pretty exposed, I think, and Walker immediately says, let's hit it. And a good hit and roll here could be the death knell for Trish. If Jeff Roberge gets the inside of that stone and flops over to be buried, sitting 2, could be a huge problem. Barb Baroni sitting 1, sitting shot finally. Looks like she's going to try to run up the stone the Spider-Man threw recently. Roberge, stone on the way. Sweepers are on it. Now off. Walker says off. Want to catch the inside of this. And doesn't. Catches the outside. It's okay. Still sitting 2. But I think the hit and roll to the inside was preferred. And now it gives Trish's team the hit and roll opportunity. So AJ Hippie is going to try the hit and roll. Meanwhile, Barb Baroni's shot for the hit needs to be swept. They're way late on this sweep. It's not going to be hard enough to move that red stone in. It was wide anyway. It's not going to be enough to move that red stone in. So Barb's still sitting one. I think they each still have a stone. She knows the weight now. She could throw it again. AJ with his hit. Sweepers are on it. This is very light. Got to catch the inside of it. Got to get by the guards. Got to get by. Nope. Very, very light hit. Over on B, sweepers on DeMarco's shot vigorously. He wanted to put up a guard, and it's very light and accomplishes nothing. So Skinny very quickly says, let's try and draw down to it, or maybe hit it. I don't think he can hit it. And he hasn't had, maybe he can wick it out. Schulz trying to figure out his shot right now. Trying to figure out if there's any way he can get one of those yellows in to count. I'm not really seeing it. The guard that Jeff Roberts just tried to throw overcurled. It was light. And so now AJ gets another shot at trying to throw this hit to the inside. He's got to come with more weight. Not sure what Dave Schulz is going to try and do. Maybe he's just going to try and block. I thought he would try and block maybe the run back by Barb, but he's not going to do that. He's going to try and come through that port. Not sure how he gets through that port and doesn't crash on one of his yellows, but AJ with the hit and roll opportunity, does make the hit, doesn't catch enough of it to roll in, rolls out. Skinny Larry trying to chip this yellow. Sweepers are not on it. Looks pretty wide to me. I don't think it's going to get anything. A little heavy, a little wide. And flashes. Dave Schulz trying to come through this port. Crashes. May have opened up the port. Nope. Rocks rattle around enough to close the port for Barb. And now all she has is that red run back. She just threw it. So maybe she knows a little less broom and a little more weight. She's taking less broom, so she's figured that part out. Let's see if she can throw the right weight now. Hit the broom, throw the right weight, and she will take two. Tie this game up. Ryan Walker with a draw on sheet A. Sitting one with a 3-stone lead. Sweepers are just the blacks. Pair of blacks. Sweeping it now. Got to get by. I think they're by the guard. Oh, not by the guard. All right. That kind of closes up the any access to the button for Trish. I'm not sure how Trish gets in there to cut Walker down. DeMarco trying to throw another one in is super light and doesn't get anything. So Skinny Larry will have hammer shot. Barb's shot is right on these red stones. It's all about how much weight now she's thrown. And I think she may have overcorrected. This may be too much. Dulski sweeping it, and it is too much. So Barb doing the Goldilocks, too little, and then too much, and does not get a third stone to be just right. But they do take one, and so it is now a 7-6 game going to the 7th end. Get up and stretch. 7th end stretch here. Take me out to the curling game. Being played on the Hammond organ here at the curling club. Skinny Larry trying to figure out how he's going to take one or get cut down one here. I don't see a shot for that. Trish has thrown one in there, but that's not going to get there. And it looks like, well, there's still 2 stones. So Walker probably just going to jam it up. Or try the draw again on the outside. Not sure. He looks like he's going to try the draw again. Or at least close up the hole. Brian Lasky with a centerline guard shot here, trying to throw the centerline guard, has thrown it narrow, maybe a little heavy, it's coming way across, kind of a TV line guard, corner guard. Not what you want when you have the hammer. And it's in. We'll see what Dave does with that. Skinny Larry with another opportunity to throw the draw. Better weight, but just nudges the red. Again, a steal of one by Vince DeMarco. And Vince is up 5-4 through 6, I'm sorry. Looks like Dave Schulz is going to try and corner to that red, I think. Not a terrible call here, corner to the red. He's got hammer, no guards up. You don't want to be light here. You don't want to put up well, being light wouldn't be terrible either. He'd have a corner guard. So it is coming over. It might get there. Looks pretty good. Got to go a little bit. Got to go hard. And, all right. It's corner guard. Can be hit up, run up. Not terrible shot. Brian Lasky's got to put up the center line guard now. He's going to try throw a better line here. Over on A, Trish Ryan. I run into time problem on sheet A. Trish is short. Walker's going to steal another one, and it's going to be 8-4 Walker. Lasky has thrown the perfect corner center line guard now. Schulz is going to try and draw in. If he taps up the yellow, that's fine. And stones are underway on sheet B. So Brian Walker up 8-4 on sheet A. This has been pitched out a little bit. By Jeff Ventura. Not sure it's going to do anything, really. It's too light to be anything. It's just going to be a corner guard for later, maybe. Unlikely that's going to be useful. And now Baroni, with the center guard up, is going to ask for a draw into the house, or maybe another guard behind. Not a terrible idea. May have some exciting finishes here on sheets B and C. I think the game on sheet A is over. All right, over on sheet B. Skinny Larry's put up the center line guard. I don't think that's particularly useful with the hammer. Probably helps Vince DeMarco. DeMarco is going to try and draw behind it. See if he can take another steal here. So he's asking Heidi Biancardi, wearing the Aaron Judge jersey. Her husband, your mama, wearing the Mets jersey. Very interesting household with the Biancardis. Steve Parsons looking to come through that port or maybe clear the center guard. And he peels the center guard, and that's fine. A little bit more weight would have been better to clear the center guard out of the playing field and also get that yellow out. But the yellow has stayed for a guard, which gives Barb Baroni the opportunity to put up another guard. She's already sitting back 4 with an opportunity for another guard. So that was not exactly what Dave was looking for. Over on A, Trish has had a stone thrown into the house. It's exposed. Walker's just going to ask Sandy Black to draw down to it, maybe tap it back a little bit. Barb Baroni's guard is on the wrong side of the center line and coming in a little hot. Maybe all the way into the back four, not what she wanted, which gives Dave Schulz an opportunity to draw down right into that pocket, which is exactly what he's asking for. Sandy Black's shot is going to crash off that guard at the top. And Trish Ryan is going to, if she can hit this red and flop over, she would be sitting 3. I don't know if that's what she's calling, but there are some jams, but nose on the red would sit 3. So she's asking Jim Bria to throw this nose hit on the red. Sweepers are not touching it. They're on it now. Doesn't have a lot of weight. So if it gets there, it's not going to move the red by much. And it might just freeze to it. Or draw around it. All right. It's short. It's a guard. Guards the shot rock. But down 4, I don't think a center line guard guarding 1 stone is a great idea. And Brian Walker inexplicably is going to ask for a peel of this center line guard. This makes absolutely no sense to me at all. Sandy Black about to throw this peel of the center line guard. This is only a good idea if the delivered stone stays and is guards that red stone. So it does guard the red stone, but it does move the yellow stone into the house as another potential counter. And now that stone that Trish should have been trying to hit before is still exposed for a hit. And that call by Brian Walker has totally perplexed me. Over on sheet C, Barb is looking to draw in. It is over curling. Schulz is sitting shot on the back. That one over curled a little bit. Schulz still sitting shot on the back. Close game there. Over on A, looks like Trish is trying to draw in again. Sweepers have to go. I don't like any of this, by the way. I don't understand why Trish has not been trying to hit that stone that Walker has in the top 8, unless she thinks her players can't hit it. So that's puzzling me. Over on B, your mama looks like he might be trying to throw a red run back into the yellow, or maybe just draw in. I'm not clear. It's probably just a draw, but I think he's going to hit the red into the yellow or just pick it. No, he's by, and it's going to settle it. Oh, very nice shot. That's pretty nice. Your mama with a very nice draw.
All right, go right down to it.
All right, over on sheet C, with the yellow sitting shot, but it's behind the T line. So Spider-Man can just draw into this big pocket. Not a lot of room. And he's throwing some weight at this. I think it doesn't need to be that heavy. It's not super heavy. It needs to move, which it probably is going to at that weight. It's moving now. Sweepers are on it. Just come right down to that yellow would be the perfect shot. And it looks like that's what's going to happen. Got to go. All right. Excellent shot. Punch it through. Really nice shot. Best shot of the day for the Spider-Man. Mike Libby, the proud father. Sigh of relief finally. Seeing the Spider-Man throw a really good shot. So they have something to talk about on the car ride home. Well, now you have something good to talk about. That was a great shot. That's a potentially game-saving shot. And now Dave Schulz wants Steve Dulski to come right down and follow it down. And over on B, looks like your mama trying to draw on the other side through a very narrow port. And this one is not as good a shot, and it is going to drive the yellow up. And how badly does this yellow drive up? Fortunately, not entirely to be shot rock, but he followed up a very good shot with a not very good shot. And now Emma Russell going to try to hit this red rock. There's not a lot of that red rock exposed. This is a very tough shot. She's come out pretty heavy. Sweepers are on it. They're off now. They're on again. It's curling. Got to get by that guard. It doesn't look from here like it's going to get by, but it might. And it does. Oh, shot of the day for Emma Russell. Super, super shot. And yellow now sitting 4 on sheet B. Super, super shot by Emma Russell. And Vince DeMarco probably, in retrospect, should have had your mama throw a guard up on that red stone instead of what he chose to do, which was to have your mama draw in again. So now Vince has got to hit it, which is available. And over on C, looks like Barb Baroni is going to try to come down onto Spider-Man's stone. Problem is that Spider-Man's in front of the tee line, looks like, and so I'm not sure Barb can be shot, even if she makes this shot, unless she chips this yellow out. And it looks like it can be chipped out. It looks like she's taking a broom to chip it out. Over on B, Vince DeMarco trying to get rid of the stone Emma Russell just threw and get on the inside of it. But he's on the outside of it, so he flashes out and still sitting 3 now. And Barb's stone is light, and Sweeper should have been on it a lot sooner. And so she's just going to come down maybe to that yellow, come across the face of that yellow. Maybe if she comes across the face of it, she can move it. She did move it, but the yellow is still shot. But there's a lot of red stones in that 4-foot. The game is very much in the 4-foot on sheet A. I'm sorry, on sheet C. And over on B, Trish still has that one stone that's been in the 4th since the beginning. Walker still has that red stone that's been in the 8 from the beginning that I thought Trish should have gone after a long time ago. And it looks like Trish is, I don't know, it looks like Walker is going to try and now tap that stone up, which is very dangerous. If he is too heavy and he runs this red back too far, he could give Trish 2. Trish would then be sitting 2, and depending on what happens with the delivered stone, may open up Trish to have a hit back on the other red. So, dangerous shot. Skinny Larry looking to just draw in and put a 4th one in. Dave Schulz looking to draw down to the stone that Barb just threw, or just guard. Not clear on what Dave's plan is here. Maybe, knowing Dave, probably just a guard. Walker looks a little heavy here. Sweepers are on it, though. Maybe not heavy. No, maybe not heavy. Oh, he's coming through the port. He's going to hit that yellow, bang into his red. All right, he's sitting 2-3. Schulz throwing a guard, looks like, and as he released it, pitched it out quite a bit, and it's wide. But his rocks do finish late, and it is coming in. All right, let's see what happened after that. So let's take a look at the far C sheet overhead, because it's a mess in there. All right, looks like Dave Schulz is now sitting. Dave Schulz is sitting 2. Barb Baroni can drive her red back into the yellow and maybe double them and sit 2, maybe 3, if Barb can get just left of nose. She needs to be just left of nose. The direction she's coming, she has to cut across the face. Very, very difficult shot. Over on A, Trish Ryan's throw underway. She is dangerously flirting with pushing up one of those reds. Nope, does not push up one of the reds, pushes up a yellow. And looks like it looks like Trish could be 1-2 there. All right, we're going to take a look at Barb Baroni's shot as it's coming down. It's very light, very narrow. It's going to crash on the yellow and not do anything. So Dave Schulz is going to be sitting 2 and has the hammer. So Schulz with the hammer, sitting 2. Could have a shot for 3. My guess is, knowing Dave Schulz, he's just going to take the 2 and not flirt with this. A lot of danger here to try and getting a 3rd stone. He could draw in on top of his and catch a piece of the button. Of course, if he overcurls, he could crash that red. Unlikely with that red guard up there. If he comes out turn, I think he has a chance. Over on sheet. Over on sheet B, Skinny Larry's got 5 stones in the house. And that blows open that game. So I guess they're going to throw them back. They're not shaking. We did see Davis decided to throw the stone into the wall. I'm not surprised. Over on sheet A, not sure what happened, but somehow that stone that was on the button, that Trish had on the button from the very beginning, is no longer there. So Walker must have hit it out. It looks like Trish is sitting 1. It looks like if Trish runs the red, yellow, red, and runs that red out, she could take 2. If she... I don't know. All right, Skinny did take 5. He's up 9-5 with 1 end to play and throwing stones through. Dave Schulz, who was down 5-0, is now up 9-6. And he's throwing them through. And Brian Walker looks like he's up. He'll be up by 3. So these games are pretty much over. But it is the Blarney Stone. Anything can happen. Unlikely. I think these 3 games are over. Brian Lasky trying to throw a guard. Sweepers are not on this. Looks deep. May even be through. Needs to be a guard right here. Schulz going to sweep it. Sweep it out. Over on A. Over on C, Schulz still throwing him through. Over on B, DeMarco trying to put up a guard. Over on A, score just went up. Looks like one for Trish. What? Trish took 3? What did I miss? Holy cow. I gotta go and see what I just missed. I'm gonna check this out on my phone. I was napping on that.
What's that? I don't know. I've collected some money. And I'll give it to
All right, I'm going back to my phone to see what I missed. All right, so Trish banged. Trish hit that red in the top, banged the red out, threw her yellow forward. Oh, I guess that yellow in the back 12 was counting. And so she took 3. All right, I'm up to date. Not very good announcing, but okay, the game is now on sheet A with Trish Ryan scoring 3 there in the last end, in the 7th end. And Trish has a, looks like she has a near biter or maybe a biter. She's maybe looking to tap that up. Walker put up a corner guard, a very high one. Trish sweepers on it, and they've tapped that up and split the house. So Trish now sitting 1-2, biter, and 1 in the 12, and Walker's going to hit the 1 in the 12. Over on C, Barb Baroni desperately trying to put up some guards, has 2 center guards. Schulz with a 3-stone lead. Skinny Larry with a 4-stone lead, 9-5. DeMarco with 1 in the house. In the back 12, Walker looking for the hit from Bob Black, gets the hit. And looks like Trish will probably try and hit back, flop over. Nope, she's going to try and promote her. Yellow in the top 12, also fine. Schulz trying to peel some guards here. Has run this red back. He's going to sweep it out. Nice shot. Really, really nice shot by Steve Parsons. And Michael Parsons, I'm sorry. Michael Parsons. You know how good I am with names if you were listening last night. Michael Parsons with a nice double peel there. Baroni looking to put a guard back up or maybe draw behind this guard. Trish getting a center guard, not terrible. Baroni asking her sweepers to get this to the house. She's going to run out. But really, a center guard is fine. She needs guards. She's down 3. But she is trying to get this in. And Dave's just going to hit it, I think. Vince, with 1 in the back, is trying to put up another one in the top. Walker looks like he wants to promote his stone in the top 12. Sandy Black, stone on its way, sweepers not on it now. That looks like that's guard weight to me. Very hard to tell from here how much that's going to move. It is going to come over the hog line. Dave Schulz getting the peel on this guard, and that's out. Skinny Larry asking for Emma Russell to hit this stone in the 12. It's kind of a hard shot. It's a out turn. It's an in turn hit on the very far outside. Sweepers are not touching it, so they must like the line. It looks pretty good. Can't really see it very well with Dave Schulz in the way, but I think she's got it. And she does. So the running of rocks continues. Over on sheet A, that's a flash by Jim Bria. Over on sheet B, Vince DeMarco ignoring that yellow stone, which is sitting shot, and trying to draw in. I don't know what happened over here on C. What happened? Maybe a burned stone. Over on A, Bob Black and Jeff Robert sweeping this stone, trying to guard that shot rock that's barely in the 12. It's not a great guard.
That's what I thought when I read the schedule.
I'm not even sure what all the fuss is about those stones in the top. Trish finally saying, let's draw something in around. Well, maybe not. Skinny Larry going to hit another stone. Baroni trying to draw in, but this looks like this is hot from the Spider-Man, and rocks are coming down to a precious few for Barb. Schultz going to sweep this one out. 4 red stones are in the garage, and 1 red stone is a guard, so that's 5 stones accounted for. And down 3, and Dave's going to try and peel this one, and I think this one gets peeled. It's going to be almost impossible for Barb to score 3. Meanwhile, over on A, that Walker shot rock has been hit out, so Trish has the biter in the 12. Walker up by 1 with the hammer. Dulski looking to throw the peel. A little down weight, but I think it's going to be fine. He's going to get the inside of it. It's going to roll away. Very nice shot. Skinny Larry has banged out one of Vince's stones, and I think that game's over. Not sure why they aren't shaking hands. Vince up by Skinny up by 4. Walker trying to get one in the house here, and it's slowing down, but I think it's deep. Trish is going to sweep it all the way to the back. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Oh, it's going to stay for a little biter. I'll count that yellow on the front.
Oh, here we go. Baseball going.
Oh no, this is round 2.
Oh, right.
Nice draw to sit 2 by Vince DeMarco. But not sure how that matters. Down by 4. Not sure how Vince gets 4. They're still throwing, though. 2 stones left. Over on A, Brian Walker up by 1. It looks like AJ Hippias trying to draw in a lot of stones in the way, trying to get through a port and settle somewhere. And it's through the port, but then the question is it going to come to rest anywhere? Walker sweeping it. There is that red to be backing, but no. Didn't hit the backing. Walker's still shot on the back. Baroni's conceded finally. So Barb got out of the gate really quickly, but then Dave Schultz's front end just outplayed Barb's front end pretty much the rest of the way. And Dave was in control after that. Barb had some opportunities, missed some shots, and that game's over. Over here on sheet B, looks like Skinny Larry coming through the port for the double. Makes the double to finish with a flourish, and they will shake hands. I don't know, for some reason they haven't shaken hands. Not sure why, since Larry is running the spiel, and the rules say if you're eliminated, you're supposed to shake, but What do I know? Over on A, only game that really matters right now. Walker looking at the biter in the front and his biter in the back, and it looks to me to be the red biter in the back. Trish is going to try to draw in. Trish going to try and draw in here. They are finally shaking hands, but I think Vince DeMarco threw his last stone. I'm not sure why he did that either. I guess for practice, but it is the early draw. You do want to move things along. Anyway, back to the critical action on sheet A with the score 8-7 in favor of Brian Walker. Walker with the hammer. Walker sitting shot on the back. Trish with her first skip stone. And I'm going to take a walk down there to have a better look at it. So weight looks good. It's all about getting it through this port. Sweepers are on it. Looks a little light. Got to get past that guard. Got to go. Got to go. Got to go. It's by. Now got to go. Get it in there. Garrett, bury it. Go, boys. Very nice. Very nice. Trish basically buried, touching the button. And now Walker's going to have to try and come down to it. Not sure how this doesn't go to overtime at least. So we're going to take a look at the near A house. And as you can see, Trish is pretty much buried in the near A. Walker is going to have to come through the port and move that yellow stone a little bit. So teams emerging from the ice into the warm room, getting a round of applause. Walker sliding out. Stone is on its way. Sweepers not on it. Looks very heavy. If he was trying to hit this, they're on it now. Looks like he's through the port, but this is super heavy. He must be throwing a hit. And that's a miss by a lot. And that means Trish has an opportunity to throw the same thing and maybe win this game right here. I think Walker's better play would have been to just try and make sure that Trish didn't have an opportunity to put a second one in and win the game. But Walker does have last rock. So Trish puts a second one in on the same throw she just threw. It's going to be very tough for Walker to cut her down. So Trish has a chance to win the game here, I think. Dan Spicer coming over and shaking my hands. I saw Dan Spicer 3 out of 4 on hits tonight. One spectacular double. Had a really good game, Dan. Very good. Tell your friends, Dan, about your coach.
He charges a moderate fee.
I charge a moderate fee. Good game, Dan. Nice going. All right, Trish's shot underway. Can she throw the exact same draw she just threw? Sweepers are not on it. Looks a little heavy to me. Not as light as the last one, but it doesn't have to be on the button. She could actually draw down all the way to the one on the red. Or just chip this yellow, which it's going to do. Oh, no. But okay. That definitely puts some pressure on Brian Walker now because Trish is sitting 2. And Walker has to count second shot to force a nutmeg knockout. So taking a look at the house from the overhead, you can see Trish is sitting 3, down 2 without. It's a hammer by Brian Walker. And he really has to, I think, just draw down to that yellow in the back and concede the tie and go to the knockout. I think that's his only play. I don't think he can hit out Trish and stay and count. And if he tries to do that and misses, he could give up the game. On that broom, it doesn't look like draw weight. Out of his hand, it looks like draw weight, but a little heavy, a little wide. There's a lot of guards up there he could crash on. And I think he's on that red on the outside. The sweepers are on it. He's got to get by that red on the outside, and he doesn't. So that is a crash and a loss. Brian Walker, who was up by 3 after 5, up by 3 in the 7th end, gives up 3 in the 7th and a steal of 3 in the 8th to lose by 2. Tough way to lose. All right, we're going to sign this one off, and they're doing the ice, and we'll be back for the late draw in just a few minutes. I will hit the bar. Good curling to everybody. Hope you're enjoying the first draw of the evening in the Blarney Stone, and we'll see you in a few minutes.